Good morning and welcome to another edition of Inside Cape Cod. I'm Mina Greene. This morning I have two wonderful guests with me and they are here to speak about the 23rd edition of the annual Seaside Le Mans race, which is coming to the Mashpee Commons on Saturday, September 7th. And I want to welcome Matt Pitta and also Morgen Dexter. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
It's always good to see you.
How's your summer?
It was pretty good. I get to see you at least once a year.
I know, right?
Because you're such a busy guy, and it's a little hard for you.
I hear you.
Although I do notice you did manage to get out and get a little bit of color.
I definitely got a good tan going on this year.
Yeah, you do.
But it's part of this is the Portuguese in me, too. I mean,
there you go.
We Portuguese, we tan up pretty well.
Well, when you're part
lucky.
Irish and English, you burn, so.
Same here. I got red hair. I got no luck.
Yeah, we got to use the blush thing,
Exactly.
Anyway, this is so excited. It's coming to the Mashpee Commons once again, which of course is 22 Steeple Street in Mashpee. And this is the 23rd edition, which I just mentioned. It starts from 12 to 4. That's when the race runs. Now, there's all kinds of other things going on. So, Morgan, tell me more.
Absolutely. So the race, the main event is the race itself. That is from noon to 4. But we have people in the Mashpee Commons as early as 8 o'clock in the morning between driver registration, and they have to go through all of this paperwork to make sure that they're good to go. We check their license, they get breathalyzed, all that fun stuff. On top of that, it is a family-friendly event, so we try to find things to keep the kids busy while the adults get to enjoy the race a little bit. We have the National Guard provides like a family fun zone. They have this inflatable obstacle course that's really fun.
Yes.
As well as we have Balloons by Zach there. He's an incredible balloon artist. You wouldn't think that he could even do with some of these things with balloons that he does. He makes all sorts of things. We actually have him back this year. He had a line racing around the infield last year, so he was a family favorite for sure.
And great, you've got him coming back.
Absolutely,
okay,
yes.
Hear that, kids? Hear that, parents? You got to come. And of course, the race itself is extremely exciting.
Yeah, so, this started, 23rd edition now, and we race F1 style karts, right, around a portion of the parking lot at Mashpee Commons. And the purpose of all this is to raise money for nonprofit organizations on the Cape. Each year, the Davenport Company's Charitable Giving Committee works for months and months going through many applications of nonprofit groups on Cape Cod that have applied for funding from the Seaside Le Mans. So then again, 23rd year of this, and we can talk a little bit about how it all came about, but this year's beneficiaries are some really amazing groups on Cape Cod that I know the listeners will be familiar with, probably all of them. This year, Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance, one of the beneficiaries.
Nice.
Really great group. Cape Cod Healthcare and their funding this year will be working towards some of their cancer treatment and comprehensive cancer treatment and care programs. Children's Cove, which has been around for a long time, really doing just
wonderful organization.
Amazing work.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know how they do it.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
The Brazilian Resource Center, which interestingly enough, people may not know the name right now, but they probably know it previously as the Health Ministry Alliance, and it's been around for many years. They actually, at the kickoff that we had back in May, was kind of the day they actually formally told the public about their name change, going from Health Ministry Alliance, because the name itself was almost becoming a little bit of a misnomer in terms of what they were doing, because they were so heavily involved in working with the Brazilian immigrant community here on Cape Cod. So they renamed themselves the Brazilian Resource Center, and their funding this year is going to be going towards opportunities to promote spiritual, mental, and physical wellness for the community. They do some amazing work helping members of the Brazilian and other immigrant community get acclimated here on Cape Cod, get job training, health care, and an ability to get a driver's license so they can get around and get to jobs, etc. So really great group. And then Heroes in Transition, another great group, right?
They are wonderful. Oh my God, Nicole Spencer and the whole group is just, I don't know how they do what they do, but they do such a great job. So they really do.
And the group started in Mashpee many years ago with Cindy Jones when she had the tragic loss of her son in Afghanistan.
I know Cindy.
And so when they came into being, they initially some of the focus was right kind of around Mashpee, Barnstable, just because that's where they were located. But the need for growth has been so much, and there are so many more veterans that need help here on Cape Cod, especially as you move further down Cape. So Heroes in Transition is going to be able to use their funding this year to help expand their veteran services. So really, that's what it's all about, right? It's all about getting people together. We have corporate sponsors that come forward each year. Some we've had since the beginning of the race back in 2001.
Right.
And we race these F1 style carts around Mashpee Commons in a portion of the parking lot. And so you think, I know a lot of folks, especially here on the Cape this time of year, you've probably been to some of the go-kart tracks we have.
Yeah.
But this is not a go-kart.
No, this is not a go-kart. These are amazing Formula One.
Yeah, these are
Yes,
F1
crazy,
style carts, right?
Crazy.
So, and as part of that, there's a whole bunch of safety precautions. Because you're in a legit F1 style cart, you wear a full fire suit,
Oh, yes.
a helmet and everything. So anyway, it all gets underway on the 7th of September, and all to benefit these great charities here on Cape Cod.
It really is beautiful. Now, this is your first year with them, Morgan?
Yes, this is my first year.
Oh, you must be very excited.
Yes, I have an incredible team. It's a very large undertaking, and you'd think that there's a lot that goes into this kind of event. But I have an incredible team to support me, so I feel really excited and really good to go for this year's race.
And you have some experience because she raced.
Did you race?
I
did
did.
ask. Wow.
A couple years ago.
I did. I got to race for one of our sponsors a few years ago, and as much as it was a blast, I don't think I'll ever do it again. It's not necessarily for me, but it is like you. I always tell people you feel like a little kid again. But
Oh, God, how can
Matt's
you not?
right. It isn't your mom and pop's go-kart track. These are serious European style F1 go-karts.
Yeah, they cruise.
Yes.
They really cruise. And it's really amazing. They're European, as you said, they're European style Formula One carts. And you just wait for that checkered flag to wave. And it's going to be an amazing event. And again, 23 years is wonderful. And, I live pretty close to there.
You
and
do. Yeah.
Honestly, you figure with all of these people and things, the place is going to be, mob, you can't get anywhere. That's not true. It's very well organized.
Right.
It's very well situated. You're kept right in the commons there. Are you going to have all the tanks and the fire departments and the other people there this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the National Guard always has a great presence there, which we really appreciate. We have a great opening ceremony. We have a big band that plays some classic music, and we have Congressman Bill Keating to be our grand marshal for the race, which is really incredible. He does a great job, and he's very generous to donate his time for us.
That is great. And I know because the kids love it. The kids love to go and check all of the stuff out, and they really enjoy it. So, while again, the folks are driving and others are cheering, but the kids have plenty to do.
Yes.
One of these days, we're going to get you and Doug to race against each other. How'd that go over?
Oh, no.
What would happen then?
You would never get Doug in one of those
No?
cars. First of all, I don't think he's fit. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh!
Hey, he's been picking on me all week, so I have to get something in there. But I would love to get in there, but I drive. I drive everywhere. He does not like to drive at all.
So here's an important part about the race. So as of this year now, or as of last year, we went over the $9 million mark.
Oh, that's great.
So since the inception of the race, more than $9 million has been raised. Now, obviously, we know what the next kind of big number would be. We don't know if we'll get there this year. You never know. You never know what could happen. But if not, the next year, we're going to be at the $10 million mark.
Wow.
So you think about that. $10 million has been raised over the course of this race over 23 years. And here's another thing that's super important for the listeners to know about, is that every single dollar that's been raised since the beginning has gone to the beneficiaries. And how is that possible? Well, when DeWitt Davenport came up with this concept of the race 23 years ago, he wanted to make sure that all of the money raised, all of it, goes to those nonprofits. So the entire cost of the race, maintenance of the carts, purchasing all the equipment, everything you can imagine that would go into putting on a race like this, not one penny comes from the donations from the sponsors. DeWitt Davenport and his company writes a check and pays for everything on the administrative side. So we tell people, sponsors, companies, if you're thinking about becoming a sponsor and you want to know, is your money really being used well?
Yes, it is.
We can tell them that 100%, there are very few efforts that can say that every penny of every dollar is going right to the 5 charities.
I've never heard of any company that did that, to tell you the truth, honestly, because it always goes somewhere. But,
right, exactly.
But yes, well, Davenport companies have been amazing.
Yeah,
They're amazing group, and of course you're the communications director for them.
Right.
And they've been on Cape for how many years now?
1956
Wow.
is when they built their first house in Dennis.
Even I wasn't born then. Thank goodness, something that's older than me.
So it's still it's a free event, which is great, right? So we invite individuals, families to come on down. on the day of the 7th, there's going to be food, the family fun zone, all of that great stuff. So, and there's still potential for sponsorships. I know we're probably getting tight in terms of cart sponsorships, but Morgan can talk about the fact that we are always accepting donations and any type of at any type of level.
Right up until the race time and even after?
Yes. Even on race day, you can make cash donations. We also sell a series of merchandise branded with Seaside Le Mans.
I see that.
You guys don't get to see it, but I have a lovely cardigan on that has our Seaside Le Mans logo on it. And every single penny of that goes towards the beneficiaries. And big shout out to the Cape Cod Foundation because they manage our fund and they are wonderful and they manage it in a way that we don't have to touch any of it, and they distribute it out to the beneficiaries, so it's all, every single penny goes their way, which is really incredible.
That is wonderful. Now, last year you brought me this gigantic...
it was a Post-it note.
The Post-it, thank
yes.
you. That word escaped me. The Post-it notes that
Yes.
said Seaside Le Mans.
Yeah.
I'm not even a third of the way
good.
through those yet, and I use those for everything.
Good. Yes.
Absolutely everything. So
Good.
it's right on my desk in my house. And
Perfect.
And I was like thinking about it when I was looking at it this morning. I'm like, wow.
You still have more. Good.
I do. I said, oh God, I hope he doesn't bring me any more. It's going to take me 2 years to get through this thing. But I really appreciate the swag from last year. It was great, and I love it. So, as I said, it's a great family fun event. Hopefully, and rain or shine.
Rain or shine.
Right. It doesn't matter.
It's not going to rain. Trust
It's
me.
not. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and say it's not going to rain. But it doesn't really matter because it's still a fun day. And you guys, it takes so long to set up.
Yeah. So it's what we should do someday, Morgan. We should do like a time lapse camera.
I was just thinking
I would
that.
love that.
We should do a time lapse on
Absolutely.
the parking lot because they begin on Friday, and then it's completed by 9-10 o'clock on Saturday morning on race day.
Yep.
But they literally take a significant portion of the parking lot area at Mashpee Commons and transform it into a racetrack with race barriers and hay bales and timing signs and everything. So, it's really fascinating. And then what's even more fascinating, to be honest with you, is the race checker flags at 4 o'clock on Saturday. We have an awards ceremony that takes place, maybe about an hour or so. And then it is this unbelievable effort because I would say by 7 o'clock, the entire parking lot is cleared.
Yeah, 7 o'clock in the evening, it's gone.
Yeah, crazy effort to make that happen. And so, it's all the great volunteers that we have. And it's really important, I think, to stress the partnership with Mashpee Commons. Right?
Yes.
Because without them, we probably wouldn't have a race. So when this race first began in 2001, and, there's a whole story behind that where the first race was scheduled for just days after 9/11. And I remember way back then actually covering it, and the question was, were they even going to hold it, right? Should they hold the race just after 9/11? And the decision was made that not only should you hold it, but you have to hold it because it's really going to be a way for the community to come together, right?
Exactly.
Which they did. But from the very moment of that race right after, the race immediately outgrew Main Street Hyannis because they were not going to be able to have the capacity to handle what we need that we can have at Mashpee Commons. So the race then moved down into Mashpee, over to Mashpee Commons. And, since then they've been our partner. And again, without them, it just wouldn't happen. So
It's great. They've got the space. They've got, it's really wonderful. And as I said, they have plenty of places to put all the other people and the Heroes in Transition people and bringing some of that big equipment in and from the base and all that wonderful stuff for the kiddos to check out. So it's a family fun day is what it is.
Yeah,
and
we encourage people to go to the website, seasidelemans.org, and really take a look. On the website, you'll actually be able to see in depth the 2024 beneficiaries with descriptions. And take a moment. I really encourage people to take a moment and read up on what these groups are doing, and you'll realize that these groups are making an impact every day on Cape Cod. And that's really what the Charitable Giving Committee does that puts this together. They work really hard to make sure that groups that are going to have an immediate impact on Cape Cod actually get funding.
right, which is exactly what we need.
Right.
We definitely do. So what else, Morgan, you want to tell us about this event?
It is, like Matt said, free to attend, so we highly encourage people to come down and check it out. It's also really incredible because it's a nice little economic boost for the Commons as well.
Absolutely.
Because there's very few times throughout the year where there's going to be that many people exposed to the businesses in the Commons. So we encourage you to come down, check it out. Even if you can't stay for that long, maybe come down for an hour, go get lunch at one of the restaurants in the Commons.
The many restaurants.
Check out, many incredible restaurants, as well as incredible retail locations. There's stuff for kids, there's house decor, there's food, everything you can really think of. It's a really incredible day, and I highly encourage people to come check it out.
Probably some sales on swimsuits and things,
There
too.
you go, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Closing out, or as Matt likes to say, the start of the second summer.
Yeah,
So.
that's
Right,
Second summer,
exactly,
yes.
exactly. Yeah, because I know a lot of people took advantage of that last year. So it's lovely, but it changes. I mean, the whole once the racetrack's set up, you don't even really think like you're in the Commons. You don't
Right.
feel like you're in the Commons. You feel like you're at a real Formula One racetrack.
Absolutely, 100%.
And how fast do these things go now?
The speed, off the top of my head, I forget what exactly we top these things out at, but
It's high.
yeah, I mean,
From
I think
what I
they
remember.
can get up to like, I think 30 or 40 miles an hour, I think, off the top
Yeah.
of my head. So they fly. You're 3 inches off the ground.
Yes.
So you're flying, right? And, people take this really seriously. We have some amazing sponsors like that have been with us for a long time. People like Shepley Wood Products,
wonderful
EF
people.
Winslow Plumbing and Heating, Harwichport Heating and Cooling, and they take this like super seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So I have some intel. So another one of our new sponsors this year, Rockland Trust, they have actually been going to a place called Supercharged, which is up right next to Gillette Stadium in
Yes.
Foxborough. And they're not they're kind of similar to ours, but they're electric carts, but very similar in terms of F1 style. People are going up there and practicing in
they're
advance of the
training.
race. And I think Shepley this year took team members. I think they had a qualifying race up there
Seriously?
where they brought up people who worked for Shepley, and they determined they had to find who the best drivers were. So,
that they
I mean,
could,
this is
only have a certain amount of drivers, right?
right. This is legit. So people are going up. They're in training. I ran into one of the Rockland Trust drivers.
That's my bank. I love them.
Yeah, I ran into one of the Rockland Trust drivers this week at a meeting, and he told me I've just returned from training over the weekend.
I see.
So, I mean, this is
serious stuff.
It's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, at the heart of it is obviously the charity and the 5 organizations that are going to be benefiting from it this year. So, it's just an amazing time and a lot of fun out there. And again, really, if you've never seen it, it's really a great family event, family dome.
It's fun to see. It is. Got to definitely work on your driving skills, though, if you're going to be in
If you're
this.
gonna be a
You're
driver,
be,
yes, yeah.
try to really
Right.
have it together.
And it's incredibly unique. When I tell people what I do for work, they're like, "No, you guys don't shut down the streets of Mashpee Commons to race go-karts." I'm like, "Oh no, we do."
Oh, yeah.
And we do it to raise money for charity, and
Yeah.
it's really incredible and fun. And there's not any other event around like it that not only the essence of the event in the race aspect of it, but also the way that all of the money goes to the charity and the community just coming together to support one another, which is really
Right.
incredible.
So basically, what's raised here stays here.
All of it.
Yes.
100%.
Exactly.
100%
100%. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, we can't stress that enough.
No.
I think it's really important for people to know.
So the race is from 12 to 4,
12 to 4.
but you encourage people to get there early.
Sure.
Yep, to get a good spot. Bring your little
Yes.
lawn chairs. Is that
Yeah.
it? Bring your lawn chairs
Yeah,
and get set up.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
the Commons is very, very accommodating, and they're very happy to have all of you there. And you can visit. If you get there early, you can visit some of the shops, and you can just talk with some people. And but I love all the different people. So most of the drivers, are they from companies that sponsor this, or?
Yeah, so the sponsors are typically local companies that buy in, and they put up their employees to be part of the race. So sometimes we have like heads of companies, CEOs, presidents, and that stuff. But most of the time it's really cool because the people who are on the grounds, hitting the ground running every day, working really hard, they are the people who get to participate in this race, which is really incredible.
Yes.
In the past, and I haven't looked at the current list, but in the past, we've had companies that have sponsored a cart, but then have donated all of their seats to another nonprofit organization like
Really?
the Mashpee Police Department.
Yes, so we have Bridge Creek Capital Management. They donate all of their driving spots to the West Barnstable Fire Department.
Oh, it's so fun. That's
Yeah,
so
it's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And the Mashpee Police and Fire, they love it. They reach out
do.
every year before they even confirm with Bridge Creek that they're doing it, saying, "Hey, have they said anything about this yet? Because we really want to do it." So that that's a team that donates their slots, as well as Robert B. Auer and Advantage Truck Group. Both they split a full cart sponsorship,
Right.
and they donate them to the Mashpee Police and Fire,
Yes,
which is really great.
Living in Mashpee, yes, I am pretty familiar with most of the people on the police force. I'm on the,
I hope not for a bad reason.
No, but sometimes we had to call it once or twice the fire department or something. It's like, what's going on here? Wonderful people, they really are. And I want to salute all of them across the Cape. All of our fire departments and our police departments. They work so hard, especially in the summertime too.
Absolutely.
Just making sure that we are all safe and that the people that come to visit are safe, and events like this are taken care of and enjoyed. And I just love them all. So they're really great. But Mashpee, give them a thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
We also have Cape Cod Healthcare, who generously donates a medical tent as well.
You might need that.
We never want to have to use that, but it's important for us to have them on site. But they donate staff as well as supplies for any of our needs that we need as we're there.
Good people
For
there,
us,
too.
we have like first aid kits and stuff.
Yes.
But God forbid anything else, knock on wood, happens that
Exactly.
they're there, and we have professionals ready to take care of people if need be.
They're a great group too. I love living here. I love living here because the people are so giving, and you put a call out for something, somebody's in trouble, somebody needs something, and you put the word out, and chances are 10 to 1 within I don't know how short of a time, it's people rise to the occasion and help
Definitely.
out. Yeah, we really do love our neighbors.
And we see that a lot in this race. I mean, me coming on as a new member of the team, there's so many people who donate. I mean, we have Bass River Marina. They donate all of the shrink wrap, which might as well be equivalent to an actual sponsorship,
Right.
because that is a
Yes.
significant donation, and we need it.
Yes.
So there's that. There's Northeast Portable Restrooms. They donate our porta potties for the day, which is really great
Yeah.
because we need them.
Absolutely.
And they also donate like a handicap accessible one, as well as a hand washing station. And so it's really cool to see people just come together. They don't
Yeah.
have to do these things.
No.
They're not encouraged to do so. They just do it out of the
Because-
goodness of their hearts, and because they know what this event does and what the results are from it. I mean,
And what your needs are. I mean,
Exactly.
you definitely need the porta potties and you need the hand washing stations, and
Yes.
it's really, that's what I mean. That's why I love living on Cape Cod, and I've been doing that. Actually, I've lived here longer than I lived anywhere else. So it really is home. I love it. Now, any other things that you would like?
We just want you to show up and come and hang out with us on September 7th and be there in the morning, late morning, get ready for the race from 12 to 4, and you're going to see a lot of excitement. It's really great as you can kind of come and go throughout the event. So let's say you come
Exactly.
for the start, you want to see the opening ceremony, you maybe watch maybe a half an hour to an hour of the race and take a walk through Mashpee Commons, get something to eat, go to one of the stores, and then come on back over.
Yeah.
We've got this really cool bridge that goes over the track.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yes, that bridge.
It's really cool. So you can go up and stand on the bridge and watch the cars
Yeah.
going underneath. So it's really a great day just to spend a few hours with us down there,
Right.
and then you enjoy the day.
And again, if you've got the little kids, you can go in the back there up by the library, and there's a nice little
Playground, yep.
playground, and there's a grass field with trees, but you can play frisbee with the kids if they
Yes.
get a little antsy, or kick a ball around, and then come right back. And they're happy now, and they'll be very happy to go back, grab an ice cream cone, and sit and watch the race with their folks.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
So-
and if you feel like you can help out, there'll be an ability to donate there or buy some merchandise, and that obviously all goes to the charity as well. So just come on down and see us on September 7th.
Fantastic. Well, I want to thank you both so much for coming in. Morgen Dexter, you are the new coordinator of the race.
Yes.
And of course, Matt Pitta, very well known. That voice of Cape Cod.
I don't know about that.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Well, you guys are amazing. And I think this is a wonderful event. Thank you so much for coming in this morning and
you.
sharing it with
thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Anytime. See you next year, right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Inside Cape Cod, heard every Sunday morning at this time on all 4 of our Coxswain Media Stations. Until next time, I'm Mina Greene.